So you handed your business card to her at one point. I know there's certain protocols for handing business cards. Like I know, for example, don't keep it in your wallet or back pocket. And in Asian culture, you do it with two hands. I'm not sure if you should have done it at the beginning or at the end. I'm not quite sure. I don't hand my business card.
You're right. I forgot. So.
Yeah. So like in a real business, I mean, some people take it more seriously than others.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely right. If you notice, there was one which was supposed to come out easily, but I gave it away. So it was, yes, a flaw in the setup, but yes.
I have about 4 nitpicks. Dhwani came in asking for, he said he was going to ask for 10 minutes, then said, oh, thanks for 15 minutes. Yeah. And at the end said, well, 10 minutes. For some reason he had a tablet and a notepad in his hand, and I couldn't figure out what the tablet was doing, because there was a tablet, you would take notes on the tablet. But then it came together later on where, oh, this is the product he's actually selling. So I thought it was well done because it made me curious. I want to comment about the opening and the closing. At the opening he went into an explanation of the project and the cold call, and we always like to have the Toastmaster deal with that so that you can start your speech with a bang, with something funny or something amusing, something attention grabbing. The start was, this is the project, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, now I'll do the role play. And then the role play was closed with, oh, I think someone's looking for you. In a real life situation, if someone gave me 10 minutes, but they were so engrossed in the conversation that they're giving me more time, I would take all that time. So maybe, if, I know for the purpose of this project, you wanted to stop it here, but something to remember, it's a sign that your cold call is working really well, that the person talking to is engrossed in the conversation. I think this role play was very smooth, by the way, because whenever I have done one of these, it's always been very clumsy, but there was a lot of participation on both sides, sort of give and take, so I think that worked well.
I want to commend Dhwani to starting off by picking a real situation. Obviously, got to learn a little bit about Dhwani's project, but also by picking someone who's a real business owner. I think that contributed to why it was so smooth, because you were asking questions that you really would have asked in that situation. And I thought you had great questions. And I was kind of wondering if any of that was planned ahead of time or if it was really impromptu. Because you asked a lot of, what's the cost and what's the competition and what's the ROI. A couple nits for Dhwani. You had that said, let's get into the role play. That's one of my pet peeves. It's sort of like that. I didn't care about any of that stuff, and now I'm doing this. So just know we're moving on, something like that. And you did say demo the thing at the end, which sort of prompted my, what is the thing? You didn't tell us the name of it, I don't think, or what you're sort of, maybe it's on the business card, but you didn't tell us the service and sort of explain those things. You said we do cover up that fact. When asking about the different industries, we do cover up that fact by, and I think what you meant was we do make up for that by offering more services or something. So just be very careful, because that makes it sound like you're trying to hide something, cover up something. And then when she asked that question, you said, you're right, we are new, we don't have, she didn't say that you were new and you didn't have any clients. She asked, are there any clients? So you kind of projected I think something on her that you expected her to be thinking that you were new, and that was, so you're sort of ready to make that excuse, and you made it, I think, more than you had to, and a couple of people mentioned you could have played off on that, we're going to learn more from you, or whatever it was. And I think, there were a couple of times where you did the or at the end of the sentence. It was sort of, would you be interested, or what would you say about it, and then you've had, can I show you what we have, and it's kind of that or, it's like the alternative, I guess, is no. So it's probably best leave that and just say, can I show you what you have? Do you have a few moments to show you what you have, or something like that. But like I said, those are all very specific, so I thought the role play was great. The topic obviously is something you care about, and that helped a lot. And good choice of partners.
It's a tough project, but 2 things. It's a really rough transition from finishing the role play and then coming back to do a question and answer. Just frame the question and answer session. Just frame it, memorize a line like you would at opening and closing, and say, are there any questions about the product or about the role play or about something, so that it doesn't go into another direction. And the other thing is, whenever you have that kind of situation, put yourself in position to see the timer.
Yeah.
So if you go like this, then you have to keep looking over there. It's a little effect there. Okay.
One thing on the cold call, to me when I think of cold call, I think of someone you have had no interaction with before. So I got the impression that you at least had spoken to her on the phone in advance to set up the interview, and therefore she was aware a little bit about your product and so forth. And then two, I would have liked to see a little more conviction from you about who you were in the business. That was completely missing or are you president, are you vice president, are you the developer, the owner, and so forth. And then the last minute, I think Carlos mentioned the close was kind of soft when you said, we'll try next week. What is next week, right? How about next Tuesday at 5 p.m.? Something more prominent so it sticks in the person's mind. But thank you.
Dhwani, it's one sentence. I am absolutely sure that is not the case. So by the time I figured that out, you'd already gone on for another 30 seconds. And then, of course, everything Jennifer said, she gave the report, but a lot of okays, ors, and ands.